Welcome to this economic lecture series. In this lecture, I have separately taken a topic, capital account convertibility. What is this capital account convertibility and what is this benefit we will discuss in this lecture. Moving ahead, I will request you to please subscribe this channel. This is a new channel. I really need your support. Further, I request you to please go through this lecture till the end so that you will have a complete picture of it. So, before moving ahead to this topic, I will discuss what exactly is this balance of payment. Okay, so balance of payment is nothing but it is a total list of transaction, like whatever the total transaction is being done by a particular country. In case of any state, let us suppose in the Indian states, they will have a separate balance of payment, and the country, whole of a country, will prepare its own separate balance of payment. Okay, so this time we are discussion on the base of the country. So the balance of payment is literally a total list of whatever the transaction has been done, conducted by one country, is known as that is something called as a balance of payment. Okay, so in this balance of payment you will have what is the total number of it will include what is the total number of import you have done, what is the total number of export you have done, what is the total number of assets you have bought or assets you have created. So all those stuffs will be included in that. Like what is expenditure, what is your revenue, all those things will be included under this balance of payment. Okay, so the total list of transaction included by one of the country to the rest of the world. Okay, so connecting one country to the rest of the world, that is something called as the balance of payment. So as per the International Monetary Fund, that it consisted of three accounts. What are the three accounts? One is a current account, another will be your capital account, and the third one will be your finance account. Okay, so for internationally, all the countries used to follow three different types of accounts. They used to three different types of account they manage. So that is the current, capital, and the finance. Okay, but in case of India, that we only take it as a current and the capital one, and we merge our finance within this capital one. Okay, so our in the balance payment of India, our financial account is used to be merged in the capital account. Okay, so now we have to understand what is this capital payment, and what is this what do you understand by this current payment, what is the difference between this current and the capital account payment. Okay, so the exact the difference between this current and the capital one is that in the current account it will include the transaction, like how much expenditure has been, like that how much money has been exported from our country, how much money has been imported from the country. So money export and import means what is the amount of what is the quantity of goods have been exported from the country. So if you are exporting a particular good from the country, it means what, you are going to earn rupee. Okay, so you will get more rupee. If you are importing a particular product from a particular X country, it means what, you are giving dollar or their respective currencies to that particular exporter of that country. So it means that we are importing the product. So whatever that calculation, like exportation, what are the exportation we have done, what are the revenues we have generated, what is the expenditure we have done, those things will be included under our current account. Okay, now the capital account includes the assets kind of things. So let us suppose you have invested in the creation of the infrastructure, in the roads and like hospitals you have constructed and all. So those things will be included under your capital infrastructure. So capital account includes those kind of financial activity that leads to the creation of an asset. Okay, it means that in this creation of an asset is being done. So in this current account, it means what, you are exporting a particular product, you are importing a particular goods. Okay, so here you are not creating any asset, you are not creating any hospital kind of investment and all, you are not generating any infrastructure and all. But in the case of capital infrastructure, you are generating something, you are creating an asset. So right now the difference between those things is that, basic difference is that in the current one it will be like that you are earning profit and loss, whatever you are earning profit at the same time. But in the capital form, you will earn the profit or you will get the return after a very long period of time. It means what, let us suppose you are constructing a hospital. Okay, so hospital will return money. It will, like, the construction of hospital will take time, 3 to 4 years if it is a very big hospital, and after the creation of the hospital it will be like that, it will, the money that has been invested in that hospital, those investment done in this creation of asset used to their maturity period is of a very long time. Let us suppose sometimes it will be of up to 10 years. Okay, so these kind of investment are considered under the capital account. Okay, I hope you understand it. So now we will see what is this term, that is capital and current account. So with related to transaction in the current account, that is your what, export and import related stuff, and the capital account, that is the creation of an asset stuff. So in case of India, we have full account convertibility. We have provided full account convertibility under current account. Where? Under current account, in the export and import things. So what do you understand by full account convertibility? It will be like whatever their currency will be there, we will just give our, as per the transaction, we will just send our we will just exchange through our rupees. Okay, so that is something called a full convertibility. That full amount, whatever the price of that product, full amount will be converted into our rupees. That is something called a full convertibility. And partial convertibility will be something like where the certain restrictions will be there, that at the certain till percentage you will be able to convert, after that you won't be able to convert that rupees amount. That is something called a partial convertibility, and this right now we are following the partial convertibility into our capital account, but not in a current account. Okay, that is the difference between full convertibility and the partial convertibility. So whenever one current can be freely converted into a dollar or any foreign currency or vice versa, that is something called as a convertibility, that is just explained. Okay, so earlier it was like that we had partial convertibility in the current account also. So we do not have till 1994, we do not have any full convertibility kind of stuff. So we had some kind of restriction in the convertibility of our foreign currency into the rupees currency. So or the rupees currency into the foreign currency, there were certain restrictions. Partial convertibility was there, but after 1994 it was revoked, and in the current account we used to follow full convertibility, and in the capital account still there is a partial convertibility, but there is a demand of to change that capital account is also into the full convertibility, and in over a period of time we will see that it will be converted into the full convertibility as well. Okay, so it was when this current account was a partial convertibility, it was during the LUMS period. So LUMS was that LUMS stands for the liberalized exchange rate management system, used to be followed till 1994. Here at that time it means some currency were allowed to be converted in a specific manner. So there were certain restrictions were imposed, like at the certain point of time, at the certain percentage you would be able to convert, or there were some rules and regulations were given to which currency should be converted in what manner. Okay, in recent time many experts have asked the government of India to make a full convertibility even into the capital account. Capital account means what? The account that will hold the financial activity where the creation of asset has been done. Okay, so in the recent time many experts have asked government of India to convert your capital account also in the full convertibility exercise. Okay, so in the recent time government of India had introduced the recent reform which has to lead to a movement towards more and more convertibility in a capital account as well. So it is like the demand is increasing for a full convertibility in the capital account as well. So like government of India has eased a certain, so government of India has imposed certain of things to make it easy for investor to convert their money, to make that convertibility easy, but still it is not fully convertibility has been introduced. Still there is the implementation has not been done as a full convertibility into your capital account. Okay, so like government of India has introduced certain external commercial borrowing. So from external these things have been discussed as a separate lecture, you can go through it. You can, if you search by my name you will get it. So further government of India introduced voluntary retention route, open majority of the sector for FDI, etc. So though India does not have a full convertibility now, but some claims India is not ready for it yet as per some expert, but in coming days we will see that capital account will also be converted into will also be able to hold full convertibility. So let us suppose if this happens in the Indian currency, it will be easily accessible in the foreign countries, which may lead to the Indian borrowers from the international market at lower interest rate. So let us suppose if full convertibility is allowed, so what will happen, it will benefit to the Indian diaspora that is living in the another country. The people, Indian people living into the another country, will be able to buy the money, will be able to invest into the market, and that will at lower interest rate as well. So another advantage will be that foreign investor will be attracted towards India to invest if we allow a full convertibility into the capital account as well. Okay, so what is the disadvantage of it? So let us suppose if there is a what I have said, see, in the current there is no asset financial activity is recorded under the capital. Okay, let us suppose if we allowed, it is not that the every time asset, there may be something else also. So what happens, the disadvantage will be that fake investor will come. Now fake investor, in terms of that they will not invest into the capital expenditure to creation of an asset, and they will earn the profit and they will leave if they if the full convertibility will be allowed in that zone. What is that? We will see in this text more clearly. So if there is an investor who specifically wants to invest into India for tax benefit, his intention, that investor do not have an intention to invest into India for a creation of asset. No, he just want to invest into India for a tax benefit, which means no creation of asset in the Indian market, no contribution to the growth. Okay, he does not worry about what is the development of the country, whether a creation of asset is going to be take place or not. He just want to invest into India for the for getting tax benefit from their own country or from other claims. The time that when he is investing for within our country, it is good for us, but when that investor will turn bad for us, see, it means that Indian market will become open for such investors also, and it is good. Okay, come, you will invest. I do not worry why you are investing within our country. We are getting investment, it is okay for us. But what is the issue? See, further this will lead to be instability in our market. Why? In the global market. Why? Let us suppose when the crisis happens, these investors only, these kind of foreign investors only are the first one to snatch their money from the market. Okay, because the market is going down, these investors are the first one who will snatch their money from the market. Okay, and thus this lead to fall down of our market more below. Okay, that we have seen in the pandemic situation. Okay, that is the same thing is mentioned here. So let us suppose when the crisis happen, foreign investors are the first one to withdraw their money from the market during, like we have seen in the COVID situation. It creates a volatility in the Indian market, like when they withdraw the Indian currency from the market, when they withdraw when the money they will withdraw from the Indian currency market, and that will go to the forex exchange, that is forex exchange center, where the dollar, they will exchange the dollars and all. It will create what? It will create an instability in the market, that to convert rupees into dollar. So rupees supply will increase at that time and rupees value will depreciate. Okay, so if you get any option in the exam like Tara-Pody committee, so Tara-Pody committee is connected with your capital account convertibility. I have just given as a general knowledge point of view this Tara-Pody committee. Okay, so what is this? I will just explain it more deeply. So let us suppose this investor has invested in our market. Okay, so let us suppose he has invested let us suppose rupees 1000. Okay, I'm just taking it for sake of convertibility, for sake of easy to understand, I'm taking a small number. So let us suppose this investor has invested rupees 100 in the market. Pandemic hits. Now this investor will snatch its money from the market and it will take this money to where? Forex exchange of our country. Forex exchange, that is international forum there. Okay, so it will take that money to the forex exchange. What will happen at that forex exchange? Forex exchange will, what they do, in the exchange of rupees 1000, they will give it certain dollar. Let us suppose rupees 100 is equal to $1. So he will get $10 for this rupees 1000. Like that investor, there will be so many investors will be in the market. like this foreign investor, what will happen ultimately? All investor will what do? They will start submitting 1000, 1000, 1000, 1000. So what will happen? The rupees will be too much in the market, and when the supply will be more and demand is less, ultimately the value will down. Okay, so it means what? Rupees value will fall down, and what will happen? And at that time it will become rupees, let us suppose it may become rupees 500, become $1. I'm just taking a hypothetical number. Okay, so it means what? The rupees value will be depreciated when that kind of situations happen. Okay, so I hope you have understand this lecture. Please like and subscribe. This is a new channel, so I really need your support. If you have any doubts, if you want any on-demand video lecture, please feel free to ping on my Twitter handle. Thank you.